Hello friends, I'm Ashwini from Ashwini's Tuitions. Let us start with a Python journey. Okay, so let's start with our Python programming here. And as we can see, we'll be learning Python and this is our outline. First, we will be talking about what are Python advantages. We all know that Python is used at tremendous places, but let's try and quickly get through, which are those points where Python is used widely. We'll also see how to install the Python, some writing some codes in Python, the variables, the some exercise programs in Pythons and all will be shown here. Now, let us quickly know that Python is a high level language. It's not a low level language. It's very easy to write. When you want to print something, you say print in Python. And it's very user friendly, unlike other programming languages. It just does not stop you if you have not used codes or anything. So, it's a very easy going programming language, most widely used though. And it was basically released in 1991 by Gurio. Now, what can Python do? We all know Python can do anything basically, right from writing a simple code of hello world to writing some complex codes of deep learning, machine learning, AI intelligence program, now then generative AI, large language models, and various things. Let's talk about big data, talk about database. Everywhere we're going to see Python used as a programming language, though there are various applications as we can see that comes with Python, and those are like web development, data science, automation, IoT, cybersecurity, education field, and there are many places where we can see that Python is widely used. Talking about history, the history of Python starts from 1991. As we said, the release was in 1991, and the first version of Python that time was 0.90. Right from going from 1.2, 2.0, 2.3, 3.0 till right now when we are basically filming this video, we are almost in 3.12 or higher versions of Python. And with every version we can see Python is coming up with more and more user requirement applications which we can use, and that is the need of the time, and that is the reason it is such a widely used, recognized, because it is continuously emerging. So this programming language is something you should know. Okay, I just request time, I want you to just pause the video and answer this: who and when the Python was released? Well, I'm sure you answered it, and now let's start with our second point of the series, and that is installing Pythons and what IDEs we can use. So here, let's quickly go to our hands-on way, and let's understand, how to install a Python. So for that, we can directly go to this site, okay, which I like to show you here. We can go to download Python. You can do that, and from here we can see the latest version right now they're talking about is 3.13. So you can just click on this download, and you can save this file, and then you can start downloading. Just a simple downloadation is there. Okay, once your Python is done, you can see that check if the Python is installed properly. So when I've been using Python for a very long time, and you can see the version that I'm using is 3.9. So I can just click on a 3 here, and I can say this is a shell basically where I can use Python. Okay, so I can here you can write certain Python codes. Okay, just for example, if I want to show you, I have a very famous thing. If I want to print hello world, I hope this is visible. In case not, we will try to increase the size. Yeah, so yes, I can just say an hello world over here, no semicolon, nothing is required. I can just write hello world. What happens if I don't even give the codes? Let's say I'm not even giving the codes and I'm still asking. Okay, so yes, it is asking me. Okay, so yeah, it does come with certain small rules, but let's make the spelling of hello also proper. Okay, so without the quotes also, without the semicolon also, it is gonna run, and only thing is what you want it to be printed has to be given in double inverted quotes. So yes, we can use Python like this and run many programs, okay, like addition, subtraction. In the coming videos, obviously we'll be seeing the whole playlist and what all programs we'll be running. But a very good way, to run a Python is to use some IDEs. So let's talk about IDEs now. Though this is a good view, we can run some Python programs here, but still we'll say that if we could run some IDEs over here. So once your Python is installed, you can check the version, you can understand which version is. Now we already know you may install 3.13 version, but that can be used. Once for this is for Mac OS, you can download it using Python on Mac OS if you're using an Apple laptop. Or talking about editors, various editors are possible as far as Python is concerned. You can, the very famous is PyCharm. Yes, PyCharm, you need to install PyCharm, and as we saw Python shell, you can run your program in Python shell, and or else we will suggest is VS Code. VS Code is a very famous IDE which you can use in that, not just Python but any programming language, that could be C, C++, Java. It's a very user friendly and a very good IDE, especially for the beginners, because it gives us a good overview. Okay, so you can use any of this IDEs. Even Jupyter Notebook is very good. Later, when you go for machine learning, deep learning algorithms, you will see that there are many codes which are run on Jupyter Notebook. So yes, that is also one you can try. Notepad Plus and all are very basics, but yes, they still you can use it. Talking about downloading the VS Code, yes, now VS Code, as we said, we will be using VS Code for our practical. So let us quickly see, how do we download the VS Code, and how can we use it. So okay, no, not this site, wait. So we can go to download VS Code, and yeah, the second site is good. Okay, yeah. So you can see that there is community, professional and other things available, but yeah, community is enough for us as far as we are gonna try for our basic studies. So yes, this is one thing. We just download it, you will have an exe file. Okay, and as you have downloaded Python, the same way you can use your download your virtual studio. I'll also show you my virtual studio screen. So this is how it looks. Here you can go to the new file, you can open a new file, or you can open a new project. Actually, the view, actually the color that VS Code uses is black, so yes, it may be little difficult for you to see, but see, this is a home screen of virtual studio, and yes, you can start writing your first program over here, and that will be very easy to write. Once we start our coding, you will see with our first Python programming. So as we can see, the first one we're gonna do is we're gonna print welcome to Ashwini tutorials, or welcome, good morning, to everybody. So let's start writing these programs actually. So we'll open a VS Code, and here we'll start a new Python file. Remember, you can either have a C file, C++ file, or whatever, or you can have a Python file, which is like most. I'll just zoom it in more so that you can see. So now that you can see, we have to just print good morning or something. As you can see, the logo, it is of Python. So yes, the file is going to be Python. To start with, we'll say print. Let's say we are saying welcome to Ashwini's tuitions. So yes, let's see. Once you have done that, you can see this arrow. You just have to go to that arrow, okay, and click. Okay, yeah, either you can save it, or else you can directly run it as a Python file. Okay, so run it as a Python file, and you will see that it is asking you to save because you started with a new project. So yes, you just save it at some location. It will be good if you keep all your programs at one location, which will be very useful for you later when you want to visit it. So we have made a folder of Python, and we are keeping our all the PPTs there. So yes, as you can see, as soon as you click, you get welcome to Ashwini. Yeah, there's a mistake. Let's make it O and run again. Yeah, good. So this is how you can run. Okay, so up we write a code, down you have your terminal where it is running. Okay, so let's try one more example. Let's say I'm printing one more sentence. So it's not like only one line gets executed. Whatever you're running, okay, what the whole code will be executed. Okay, you just have to write it. So now we are writing welcome to Python learning. So again we'll just go and run it as a Python file. Go to your terminal and see that yes, it is. Yeah, see, welcome to Python learning. Okay, so you can also clear your terminal if you want to clear the terminal. You can go and click on clear terminal, and yes, the whole terminal can be cleared. Or we will be writing many of our programs, we will be executing many programs over here. And now coming to the next part of the PPT, and that is data types. Data types in Python, basically there are standard data types. We have integer, float, string, complex, boolean, functions. Okay, all these data types are very common in almost all programming languages. Like that you have it in Python also. Later we can see that these are further classified also. Okay, so we will see exactly which data type comes under what header. Okay, so this is an overview and this is a detailed diagram. If you talk about number, then I can say int, float, complex. If you talk about boolean variable, then there is true and false. If you talk about sequence, there is string, list, tuple. All this can be done, and we can try. So now let us quickly open a VS Code again, and instead of just talking, let us execute and check. So and see one data types in detail. So here let's say I'm saying like x is equal to 6. Okay, and now I want to know what is the data type of the variable x. Please understand, students, I have not initialized the variable x, nothing, directly I'm using it. Okay, so I just write print type x and I execute this. You will say it is of the class int. It is of the class int, so it is directly telling me it is an integer type variable. Okay, so type method basically we use to find out what is the type of the variable that we are giving. Okay, next we can also try it with float. So we are trying with float over here. So I mean to say we have made it 6.13. So now this is a float variable, right? So now let us see. Yes, we are getting it a data type as float. Okay, so this is how we can try. Other than now that we have tried with simple types, let us try with a data type which uses square bracket. So when you write data in square bracket, it is considered as a list actually. So I am giving the strings in single inverted quotes which are separated by commas in a square bracket. Okay, and then if I try and run this Python code over here, okay, so I'll come to know it as a list. The data type of this particular variable happens to be list. Okay, like that, instead of square bracket, now let us say if you use circle brackets, okay, round brackets I mean to say, if you go for round brackets. So yes, here we are trying with the round brackets, and then we try to run the Python code, we call it as a tuple. So there is a difference between list, there is a difference between tuple. In the coming videos we will be discussing much in detail what is the difference, like that. We can also use braces. Okay, if you use braces, then it is a different data type. Let us see what it is. It is a set. Okay, so we can use set as a data type if you are giving curly braces over here. So everything remains same except that. Okay, so we'll just go through this. You can see this PPT over here. There is float, there is int, there is list, there is tuple, there is set. Here there's dictionary, and there is boolean variable also, and there are some complex variables also which we will be looking for. That is I plus j wala concept. So let us run more, as we still have dictionary and boolean variables to check. So now let's say we are calling x is equal to as true. So let me just see what is the type of it, and when I go, yeah, it is a type boolean. Okay, so we come to know it is of the boolean type. And similarly, if you want to if I put it in a single inverted quote and then if I try, then it is a string, students. Okay, because it is considered it as a string if it is given in a single inverted quote. Okay, so given in a single inverted quote, it becomes a string, or else only true and false if you give, it is gonna be a boolean variable. Okay, now let us try with a different data type which is called as a dictionary actually. So for dictionary we have to give certain attributes. So let's say we are giving name as an attribute, we are giving one value to it, let's say Ashwini, and we are giving another attribute, that is age, and here also we are trying to give some value. Okay, So here we can see that when we run this, okay, we got an error. Okay, equal to is not expected. Okay, equal to is not expected. You only have to give the output. As we can see over here, yes, equal to should not be there. Okay. So now let's run this, and we come to know it is from the data type dictionary. It is written as DICT. Okay, so this was all about our video, students, where we are talking about Python. It's a very basic thing. This is a day one of the 30 videos that I'll be making with respect to Ashwini's tuition. So any programming language that you want to learn, you can obviously enroll for a course. Again, I'll tell you that this is a package of actually every subject that we sell. It's only 2,500 rupees, and tuitions are given. Okay, it is not like classes or 100 students together. We make small batches. So do join our tuitions, especially for computer and IT students. We also take for second year, third year, final year subjects, and for the first year all programming, that is Python, Java, C, is also taken. So if you like the video, do subscribe, and please join the tuitions first. Thank you so much.